Chapter 9. The Assignment. Alone in my room, I was sitting after leaving Kay with her uncertainties. I felt so bad for annoying her like that, but I was coming to terms with myself, and I needed to talk to someone and had no one else but her. For the first time in my life, I had such a thrill and ambivalence about something. The plan that Elo revealed to me was exhilarating. The idea of sending someone out to space sounded intriguing, not to mention sending an expedition to Earth. That mission, though it was still a draft, was mind-blowing, especially since I saw myself playing a part in it one way or another. I was still, however, so worried that I might not be a fitting candidate for it. What if they have special requirements that I do not possess? What if Elo was scouring for an extraordinary person and not referring to me purposely as I perceived it? What if these were just dreams and desires in my mind, crafted and manifested by my pure imagination? And that he was only discussing his concerns with an old, trustful best friend of his. But then again, even if he thought I was that trustworthy, why would he jeopardize disclosing such a terrifying secret to me unless he was determined to get me involved? Professionally speaking, no one would risk doing such a thing for no pleasant reason. It was, anyhow, satisfying to believe that he considered me, even if it did not include sending me to Earth. At least I knew I would be great potential in some way. Conversely, what good in me could he supposedly see that I could not, except for what I thought and hoped? Why would... Suddenly I heard noises of loud and nervous knocking on the door, interrupting my flow of thoughts and announcing an unexpected guest. "Who is that?" I asked aloud, then wondered in silence. Who could come to me at that unusual time, uninvited? "It is me, Bot. I am Elo." The response came from the visitor on the other side of the door, with the most relieving voice I could ever hear at this very moment. "Welcome, my dear Elo." I welcomed him joyfully as I approached the door, opened it, and invited him inside. He slipped into the door as if someone was following him and anxiously asked me, "Am I interrupting you?" And without even looking at me or waiting for my reply, he apologized. "Pardon me for that sudden visit, but I would not have come if it had not been urgent." His voice trembled, and he passed all his worries to me with these last words. I did not comment, however. I just seated him and sat on the couch, facing him directly. He was not expecting a comment either, for he started talking as soon as we took our seats. After that phone call I received when we were at my home together, I went straight to my observatory. There, my colleagues who called me were discussing some recent occurrences that came by from our observations to our system. He took a deep, soothing breath and continued. "It is happening closer than we assumed, Bot." He went on to tell me about what happened and the final resulting model from the data, and paying attention I was eager, catching my nerves and not getting shocked by anything he might say. But this I never saw coming. That surprise put me through storming emotions. I was seriously dumbfounded and puzzled by this horrific news about our solar system. And yet something chilling ran through my veins, telling me I might be experiencing one of those stunning life-changer moments. I was correct in my thoughts. Otherwise, why would he have come by with this shocking news had I not been chosen? "Bot!" He screamed my name. Suddenly I awakened, deeply swept away from my thoughts and back to the actual world. "Are you even listening to me?" he yelled again. "Yes," I replied, yet confounded still. I tried to explain, yes, I was just thinking. "But," he interrupted me, calling my name firmly for the second time before I could continue whatever I was going to improvise. There was a brief pause, adding more suspense to this remarkable conversation, before he theatrically stood up and took a few steps away. Involuntarily, I imitated him and stood up as well. I realized I was copying all his moves ever since he arrived. He approached me slowly and tightly grabbed both my shoulders with his sturdy hands, clenching his firm grip in a supportive and robust way that could break my bones had I been a little weaker. "I have faith in you and your qualities. I trust your judgment and your flexible yet decisive character," he said. These words almost took my breath away as he started praising me. It sounded to me like an introductory job offer. Then he continued, "Would you like to—" I lost my sense of hearing again when I realized what was happening. I could not hide my thrill and excitement much longer. Being fit for such an assignment, I admit Elo did not surprise me. But at the same time, with all my subtlety, I never believed that my thoughts and anticipations were leading me in the right direction. And at that exact moment, I was as correct as I could ever be. I was not doubtless that I would be the chosen one. But at that moment, as he was formally recruiting me, I could only be consoled that I was prudent to believe in myself from the beginning, thus eliminating all doubts and suspicions that once occupied my thoughts. Approving without a word, I just nodded to whatever he was saying, which I had yet to hear. "So are you with us, Bot?" He pulled me back from my thoughts again with his question. And without any doubt, my eyes sparkled as I answered him, "Yes,